Okay, let's unpack this. You sent over a really fascinating stack of sources covering recent updates across the AI and tech world, and wow, there is a lot packed in here.
It's quite the mix, truly, like everything from big company moves and new research to specific tools, industry dynamics, and some, really interesting technical concepts.
Exactly. So our mission today is to dive deep into this material you provided and quickly pull out the most important insights, the surprising details, and help you understand what really stands out from that stack.
Right.
Think of this as your shortcut to being well informed on the key dynamics laid out in these documents.
Yeah, it's a complex picture, no doubt. And we're going to try and navigate it together straight from your sources.
Okay, so diving straight in, starting with some familiar names, Apple's WWDC 2025 was in the sources, and it sounds like the reception wasn't exactly a standing ovation.
Yeah, that's maybe putting it mildly. According to some reports, the sources mentioned some developer disappointment with some particularly harsh comparisons of the iOS UI updates to, well, Windows Vista.
Ouch. Yeah, Vista is never a compliment.
Definitely not.
Though it did note that on-device AI models are becoming more standard for iOS developers, which, seems like a foundational step.
A necessary one, perhaps.
Mm.
But alongside that, their illusion of reasoning paper drew significant criticism.
Mm.
What was interesting in the sources was the focus on why,
Uh-huh.
the methodology, specifically how it equated the complexity of a problem with just the length of the optimal path to a solution.
Oh, okay.
Critics felt that was, well, an oversimplification that didn't truly capture reasoning. Yeah, it seems to have impacted their reputation a bit in some research circles.
Gotcha. Okay, so shifting from big hardware players to the AI model and tool space,
Yeah.
your sources had a ton of specific updates. OpenAI's ChatGPT saw improvements.
Yeah, particularly for paid users, better advanced voice mode and language translation. Small but, practical improvements for how users interact.
Right.
Beyond that, we saw frameworks like LangChain, adding specific new tools. Think like an agent designed for software development tasks, or tutorials on building local, personalized agents,
Oh, interesting.
and even a Gemini-based assistant specifically for web research using reflective reasoning.
And Lemma index detailed architectures for agents that can interact with Excel using reinforcement learning,
Yeah.
plus tutorials on pulling structured data out of complex documents like, say, financial reports.
Yeah. What's fascinating here is seeing the strong application focus emerge. These aren't just general AI capabilities. They're targeting automated software tasks, specific data analysis jobs, financial document processing.
Really specific use cases.
Exactly. Perplexity is also testing updated deep research capabilities and integrating with AGIR, that's the SEC's public database of company filings, a very concrete use case for analyzing financial info.
And the UK government even used Gemini to quickly digitize planning documents. These are practical applications hitting the ground. And on the open side, there's still plenty of activity, right? Sakana AI released a Japanese financial benchmark.
Uh-huh. And Yandex put out a dataset for music streaming. And Hugging Face is organizing a robotics hackathon. It shows that the collaborative and open nature of parts of this field is still very much alive.
Yeah, that's good to see.
So if we connect this rapid progress and all these specific tools to the broader industry dynamics mentioned in your sources, it's clear things are moving incredibly fast.
For sure.
And one point raised is that this very speed actually causes hesitation for users to commit to those typical, like, annual AI tool subscriptions.
Oh, that makes total sense. Why lock yourself into a year-long plan when the core tech or, a better tool might come out in 6 months?
Exactly. It highlights the challenge for businesses in this space.
Yeah,
It
definitely.
absolutely does. And speaking of challenges, the sources also touch on the AI consciousness and safety debate, noting that Ilya Sutskever's recent speech really reignited that discussion.
This raises important questions. The sources specifically highlighted concerns about advanced models potentially aiding in things like bioweapon creation.
Right.
And a clear call for greater transparency from the labs developing these powerful models. It really underscores the very real safety discussions happening right alongside all this rapid development.
And contrasting that caution, you have perspectives like the Hugging Face CEO's belief that India has the potential to become a major AI superpower. It shows the diverse viewpoints and global ambitions driving the field forward.
Okay, shifting gears slightly again to some technical nuggets from the sources, there's an interesting point about saws and abstraction boundaries.
Ah, yes, that provocative thought that the only way to truly maintain a clean separation, an abstraction boundary between pieces of software, isn't just good code design, but by making one piece a service run by another company entirely.
So, like, APIs between companies are the strongest walls in software architecture.
That's the suggestion, yeah. Pretty interesting take.
Fascinating. And some deeper dives into how models learn or work.
Right, like explanations of meta-learning approaches, essentially. AI models designed to learn how to learn faster and adapt to new tasks.
Okay.
The source's detailed methods focusing on optimizing the learning process itself, using metrics to guide it, or employing specific model structures. And there was a mention of reinforcement learning having significant, yet maybe underexplored, opportunity in medicine.
Like for optimizing treatments?
Potentially.
Yeah.
But it's held back partly by verification difficulties, essentially. The challenge of proving definitively that an RL model's complex decision is safe and reliable in a high-stakes environment like healthcare.
Got it. The Stripe engineer's analysis of a fraud detection model being a rare instant win was interesting too. Suggests sometimes powerful general models can offer surprising, immediate gains in specific domains.
Yeah, exactly. And insights on merging transformer models by simply concatenating weights, effectively just like combining their internal structures directly. It's a simple technique the sources noted can be surprisingly effective. A little technical detail that matters for developers.
Right. And finally, robotics came up.
Yeah, the sources touched on robotics. Figure AI's belief that general-purpose robotics is within reach, with potential for mass production. That's a bold statement.
It is, and the AI Engineer World's Fair showcasing rapid progress. With attendees noting how obvious things are being streamlined each year, it really suggests a maturing, albeit incredibly fast-paced development environment in both robotics and general AI.
It really does. What's striking about the material you shared is just the sheer breadth covered from specific product features and technical details to high-level industry trends, critical safety debates, and global potential.
It paints a clear picture of a field buzzing with activity, innovation, and, yeah, big, complex questions. This deep dive, pulled directly from that stack you shared, gives you a direct look at what's happening.
Exactly. And thinking about this rapid pace, the differing opinions on innovation like we saw with Apple, and the significant safety debates like the one Ilya Sutskever reignited, mentioning those bioweapon concerns and the call for transparency, how do you balance the excitement of these new AI capabilities with the kind of heavy responsibility of understanding their potential risks and impacts? What aspect of this fast-moving landscape stands out most to you after hearing all this?